You're listening to an archived Cabral Concept podcast. After listening to this show, check out the most up-to-date podcasts available at stephencabral.com/podcasts or search directly on iTunes. And now, welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
Today we have a Weight Loss Wednesday show for you. But as always, on our Weight Loss Wednesday shows, we're not talking about just how to lose weight. We're talking about how to get the body so healthy that it would almost be impossible to not reach your goal weight. Because that's really what weight loss is all about. You can do a lot of fad diets. You can do a lot of not eating or taking your calories down to 800 calories for like a month or 2 months or 3 months or however long. And you might reach your goals. You might. But in the process, you're going to lower your metabolism. And that's what I have an issue with a lot of the diets out today that completely cut out fruit, especially like berries and those types of things. They cut out a lot of good carbohydrates. They cut out a lot of good, even things like yams and sweet potatoes. And one of my absolute favorites is Japanese yams, which are just incredible. If you haven't tried them before, they have the purple skin with the yellow inside. They're actually sweeter than a sweet potato. They almost taste like a buttered mashed potato before you eat, but you don't add the butter for the Japanese yam. There's just the certain sweetness to it. It's really, really nice, and they do sell them at most Whole Foods and other places as well. So if you haven't tried those, definitely check them out. But today what I want to talk about is something really important because most people don't want to live without carbohydrates, right? Now, I have to be honest with you, not all, but let's just say the majority, 9 out of 10 of the best weight loss diets are going to cut out your starchy carbohydrates in the beginning. And there's good reason for that. The problem is this, is that although I'd love to have you on fruits and vegetables and all those great things, your cells, your actual cells are not functioning properly. They're just not. I mean, that legitimately the bilipid membrane, that means the fatty part of the outside of the cell, which allows the transport in of oxygen and sugar and all sorts of things like that before it can actually get to the mitochondria to give you energy and all those different types of things. It gets gummed up, or those actual receptors on the outside, they're like little keyholes that allow the keys, like insulin, to allow sugar in. The problem is those have been gummed up. The cell membranes have been affected. There might be too many trans fat in the diet. So what happens is if we eat a lot of sugar right now, especially even if it's from good food, like I said, sweet potatoes or fruit, the problem is it stays in the bloodstream. The reason is we have these type 2 diabetic or insulin resistant tendencies right now until we drop that inflammation and we re-regulate these cell membrane receptors. Very, very important. And that will happen. That happens over about 12 weeks. There's a reason why when clients come to see us, we do 12-week programs. I'm telling you, you could change anything, almost anything in about 12 weeks to 16 weeks. And that's because all of your red blood cells turn over in that amount of time. So when people ask, how long is it going to take? How long is it going to take? Well, I say it could take days. It could take weeks, or it could take 12 to 16 weeks. Either way, that's not that long. I've already given explanations of previous Weight Loss Wednesdays where you're going to lose 5 to 10 pounds that first week. If you're really close to your goal, 3 to 5 pounds. But most people around 5 to 7 pounds that first week. After that, around 3 to 5 pounds. After that, about 2 to 3 pounds. After that, about 1% of your body weight. So again, even if you have to lose 40 pounds or so, you can still do that in about 3 to 4 months. It's not unrealistic. 40 pounds, 4 months, that's not unrealistic. It's really not. If you're following the right protocol, you can do that. Now, for everyone else, wellness-wise as well, and again for weight loss, we want to focus on this. What's the most important carbohydrate you can eat if you're trying to lose weight? This isn't controversial. This is the truth. What should you be focused on? The focus has to be on high fiber carbohydrates of any type. And I'm going to explain that right now. Why high fiber? Because it does this. It does not allow for as great a spike in blood sugar. And if your blood sugar hasn't been spiked, you're going to be so much less likely to store body fat. That's just the bottom line. More regulated blood sugar equals better weight loss. That's why the Dr. Cabral detox, your first week, your 7 days, you can do 7, 14, and 21 day detox. Your goal is, hey, let's drop those blood sugar levels to normal levels, meaning below 100. We have to do that right away as as fast as possible so that we can start tapping into body fat, adipose tissue, instead of actually just burning sugar, right? That makes sense. That's what we need to do. Now, with carbohydrates, we also need to get our bodies feeling satiated. When you're trying to lose weight, you don't want to starve yourself, and you don't want to go too low on actual calories or actual consumption of food in your stomach. The nice thing is, with high fiber foods, and I'm going to give you the list in a moment, but with high fiber foods, you're actually feeling satiated with each meal, and you don't even really have to count the calories. Like, they look at net calories or net carbs. Well, let's just say you eat a meal, and it had 40 carbs in it, but 12 of those was net. Now I just made hard math for myself. All right, so 40 carbs, 12 of those was net. That means you had 28 real carbohydrates in that meal because you're subtracting your 12 grams of fiber. And that fiber then is actually, some of it's digestible, which we'll talk about in a moment. Some of it's indigestible. I've spoken about this before, but it's that important because I've gotten a lot of topics on it. And I want to help people kind of like, it's not cheating at all, but I want to make it easier for you. So again, if you're trying to get well, if you're trying to lose weight, this is the way to do it. Now, here's the other thing about adding high fiber. So I'm a big proponent. Yes, I'm a big proponent of helping people lose weight. No doubt about it. That's why I said you change your body, you change your life, you will, without a doubt. Because if you lose 20, 30 pounds, think of the amount of energy you will have when you are not dragging around a 25, 30-pound weight vest every day. You're wearing that all day long. Think about the difficulty it is just to breathe with that or go upstairs or how hard it is on your joints. But with high-fiber foods, you also improve your lipid profile, so your cholesterol, your bad cholesterol, LDL, so-called bad, to HDL, your triglycerides, those improve as well. So your liver function is going to improve. You improve your constipation-based issues, diverticulitis. You're going to improve diabetes, type 2 diabetes, blood sugar control. You're going to overall metabolism, satiation. All sorts of amazing things come. Breast cancer even goes down. Harvard has some great studies on this as well. And it shows that a lot of these improve by about 40%. I mean, that's incredible, 40% just by getting in. How much? Well, men are going to need about 40 grams per day of fiber, and we're going to need about 25 to 30. For women, I would honestly say 30 to 35, and for men, 40 plus. So men have more risk for cardiovascular disease, other issues as well. But again, women have a higher risk for colon cancer, higher risk for breast cancer. So we want to look at the same thing in men. We're looking at the blood pressure, the cholesterol, all of those items as well. So here's the benefit. When you eat high fiber foods, it helps whatever part of the body needs the help, right? That's the amazing thing about whole food nutrition, which should be the majority of your food, is that it is going to help you rebalance whatever the major issue is. Okay, so now let's talk a little bit about just fiber in general, real quick. So soluble fiber means that if you were to drop it in water, it would dissolve, but it would turn into like this gel-like material. It's kind of like almost like a little gum or resin. And what that does, though, that actually helps with the glucose levels. It helps slow the digestion of other carbohydrates with your meal. That's why this is so important. Now, soluble fiber is found in a lot of things like oats and peas and legumes and beans and apples and citrus and carrots and psyllium and barley. So there's a lot of different items there. Now, insoluble is a little bit different. Insoluble means it's not going to be broken down. It can't be fermented in the bowels. It means it just kind of passes through unbroken down in the bowels. That's not bad either because it also helps with constipation. So we like that too, right? It adds bulk to the stool. So that's found in a lot of wheat-based products. It's found in nuts. It's found in beans as well. Vegetables like the brassica family or cauliflower. It's found in potatoes and it's found in green beans and other items like that. So here's the nice thing. If you're getting your fiber from a good plant-based food, like let's think plants in general, green things, different colored things, you are going to be getting insoluble and soluble fiber. So you have to kind of break up the two. You're going to be getting enough as long as you focus on fiber. Now, let's make this even easier. Okay, let's just say everybody needs 40 grams of fiber for the day, right? So let's make it a little bit easier. That means your job is to focus on about 10 to 12 grams of fiber per meal. That's easy, right? Because if you're getting 10 per meal, that's 30. And then you might have a mid-afternoon snack in there. You might have a supplement that you're using, whatever it might be. And then if we focus on 12 times 3 meals is 36. And again, you're going to get another 4 grams in your snack if you're doing some kind of veggies or you're doing some nuts or something like that. I'm going to give you them right now. Honestly, my whole goal with the Cabral concept, and a lot of people have kind of commented on it that, I can't believe you give away this much information for free. That's the goal. That is the goal. For me, this is a 12-minute, 15 15-minute show maximum every single day where I can try to get to you as much information as humanly possible so that this can kind of just be your one-stop shop. And there's nothing that you have to buy. There's nothing for any of that. I have a practice in Boston. That is kind of my work. That's my job. My podcast, my life's work will eventually be writing books, doing podcasts, eventually having a lot more video, which is just going to just be kind of another element to it, that I can just give away this knowledge to as many people as I can because it's not mine. I don't own this knowledge. I didn't even make any of it up for the most part. I make certain unique correlations and I develop protocols which are more unique to myself, but this knowledge is not mine. I did not come up with the science of plant-based food, the science of fiber. This is mine only to give away to other people. So I just hope that that's, what comes across, because I don't always know how I come across to other people. But, at the end of the day, all I'm trying to do is provide the absolute best education so you can pass it on to not only yourself, but get yourself well, but then help others. That's what it's all about. Pass on this information to anyone you really feel it could help. That's the bottom line. So now let's go over what are these foods that contain fiber? Well, the top fruits that have fiber are prunes, pears, especially Asian pears, mangoes, apples, raspberries, blackberries, strawberries, and raisins. Now, I know some of these are high glycemic, but they're high skin-based, meaning like the things I just named have skin on them, and that skin also provides a lot of that fiber as well. Again, if you're trying to lose weight, stick to the blackberries, stick to the strawberries, stick to the raspberries. That would be fantastic. That is going to be low glycemic and high fiber, especially raspberries. I mean, raspberries are 1 cup of those, 8 grams of fiber. They're one of my favorite. I put them in smoothies. I think they're fantastic. Okay, so nuts and seeds, almonds, pistachios, peanuts, walnuts, and pecans. I am not a fan of peanuts. There's something called mycotoxins. They can be loaded with mold. I see so many people in my practice who have hidden mold allergies. They're not even aware of it, but they have allergies to environmental things. Their eyes are always watery and runny, and they always have a lowered immune system. They don't even know that they have mold-based issues that they're getting from certain types of coffee and peanuts and pistachios. So again, my favorites are almonds, walnuts, pecans. I like pumpkin seeds. They're not on this list, but also any nuts, any seeds are really going to be high in fiber as well. So go with the raw almonds. Like if I'm going to give you a pick, raspberries. I'm going to give you a pick, the raw almonds. Those are fantastic. Walnuts are great too because they're high omega-3. Really, really nice. Okay, legumes and beans in general. So navy beans, pinto beans, kidney beans, baked beans, lentils, black beans, lima beans, split peas. Now here's the thing. 1 cup of beans is anywhere from about 10 to 15 grams of fiber. That's an enormous amount. That doesn't count anything else, any of the vegetables you have in your meal. That's pretty amazing about that as well. And again, if you're not used to eating beans, don't start with a cup because you could have some serious gas, from eating that cup of beans. But again, start with a half a cup and then kind of, go up from there as well. So big fan of those right there. I'm not an advocate of talking about eating a lot more grains per se, but I do like oatmeal. Oatmeal's just been shown, the fiber in oatmeal, not just the fiber, but I'm not going to make this a show on oatmeal right now because I'm already going over my time limit here, it's so great for cholesterol, so great for blood pressure, so great for satiation, so amazing for people with low energy that if you add raspberries to that, maybe some crushed up almonds to your oatmeal, I mean, look at that. That is a high fiber breakfast. And if you do the smoothie that I recommend as well with the all-in-one powder, you're getting psyllium and other fiber from that too. So I'm going to link up this list for you. But, again, this is the only thing. Like the vegetables that I think are great are broccoli, artichokes are great. What else are some big ones? Avocado. A lot of people don't even know that avocado is a high fiber fat. So go with that. That's a great one as well. Barley, but again, I'm not as much of an advocate of anything with gluten, but it is high fiber. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to list these foods on the show notes page. I'm going to do my best to get them up there that very day. So again, if you just want to say like, hey, what are my high fiber foods? Well, then just go to stevencabral.com/355. And then you will have your high fiber list right there. Again, try to break these up for each meal. And if you need a supplement, check out the one that we recommend on the store, stevencabral.com/store. You don't have to buy it through us. You can do it however you want. We recommend something called Constipation Support. And it is a magnesium powder, but the psyllium husk is called Evac. And psyllium husk is actually an amazing product that not only is great for cholesterol, blood pressure, weight loss, all of these things, but it's one of those ones that is going to be easily digestible for most people. typically doesn't cause the gas, the cramping, all of those things. Take 3 to 5 capsules or 3 to 5 grams at dinner or after dinner with a nice glass of water. It is an amazing nutritional supplement that has worked so well for so many people. But just make sure, again, don't buy it at Walgreens, don't buy it at Costco. Those things are contaminated. They've been shown to contain mold and heavy metals. You have to know where you're getting your products. Really, really important. You can't get them from China, right? And that's really, really important. Just not throwing a blanket statement out there. However, many supplements come tainted with heavy metals. So use a functional medicine brand. It'll cost you maybe just a few more dollars, like $3 or $4 or $5 more total per month, but it's worth it because you're not getting the contaminants. My philosophy is this: if you're going to take the supplement with contaminants, don't take it at all, because then you have to worry about those contaminants and then detox you from that as well. So hopefully today's show was helpful. Really appreciate you tuning in. And again, as always, help me spread this mission. Help me spread this word of helping as many people as we can to live a good, healthy, long life. Take care, everyone.
Before you go, I wanted to ask you this question. What if I could teach you in just a couple of hours how to transform your thyroid, hormones, adrenal, cholesterol, blood pressure, blood sugar, weight loss, energy, mood, brain, pregnancy, anti-aging, or many other health-related issues? After 20 years in private practice, after seeing and overseeing 250,000 client appointments, I sincerely feel I have the real-world data and have found the answer you've been searching for. So what I've done is spent hundreds of hours of my own time refining what you need to know in order to uncover your underlying root cause health issues and then begin to rebalance the body and bring it back to a state of robust health and wellness. I'm going to teach you exactly what I do in my private practice so you can understand how you got here and now what you need to do in order to heal. You'll receive all of the important success checklists, protocols, and even ways to customize it to make the program fit your busy life. And you'll get all of this at a fraction of the price. Let me save you the time, money, energy, stress, and frustration of not knowing what to do next. Instead of reading dozens of books on the topic and seeing multiple practitioners, I will condense everything that you need to know in just a few hours of video tutorials that you can watch and listen to anywhere. Together, we will make this healing process an enjoyable one that you can take with you for the rest of your life. I wish you all of the best of health and happiness, and I hope to be able to guide you on your healing journey through my Health Results Accelerators. Simply choose the health imbalance you're currently suffering from, and by the end of today, you'll know what went wrong and how to get well again. I guarantee it. For details, head over now to stevencabral.com/courses.